Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about sed command in Linux. So basically sed stands for stream editor. So basically it is a powerful tool that is used to modify the content of the files or the streams of text directly from the command line. So instead of going into the file, making those changes and involving so many steps, what we can do is we can directly execute a command and our work is done. Okay, so it is basically used for replacing, deleting lines as well as inserting a text into the file. Okay, so here are few parameters which I have noted over here, which will give you a fair idea about it. We will also be executing the commands, but initially we would be just going through these parameters. Okay, so basically we are talking about -i. So basically -i, what it does is it inserts the changes to the file. So if you simply run the sed command, it will only print the changes. Okay, so if you want to make changes to the file, then you have this -i over here. Okay, and the next thing is about -n. So it is basically used to suppress or limit the automatic printing of file. So what happens is if we don't use -n, it is going to print the whole file, which we don't want, right? We want to limit it to the requested thing only. So this is what about -n is. The next thing is about -n. So -e, sorry. So if you want to use multiple expressions, we make use of -i. And what is -f? If we want to read the commands from the particular file, then in that case we make use of -f. Okay, so this was a fair introduction. Now let's go to the terminal and execute the commands. Okay, so let's start with printing the first line of the so this is what we are going to use. So basically we have a file that is info. So within this we have got all the details, and what we want to do is we are going to play with this file. So if I want to print any particular line, like say if I want to print the third line, that is for the Geet. Okay, so if I want to print this particular line, what command I am going to use? So sed -n, I want to print third command, so third, and I want to print it, so p, and this is the name of the file, enter. So you will see that this particular line has been printed. Okay, the next thing is how to print the last line. If I want to print the last line, how will I do it? So -n again this -n is, if I don't use this, let's see what happens. Okay, so basically for the last line we use $, okay, and info, enter. You can see that it didn't print only the last line, it printed the whole file, and then at the last it printed the result, which we don't want. We want to suppress this automatic printing of file. So in order to suppress it, what we are doing is we are making use of -n, and now it is going to just print the last line, that's all. Okay, so this was about -n. I hope it's clear. Okay, now if I want to print the lines containing a specific word, like, let me clear this and let me cat this file again. So if I want let's say Pune, okay, and I only want the lines which contain Pune, so what I'll do is sed -n this is /Pune/p and info. So here is the result right in front of you, where it is just printing the lines containing Pune. That's all. Okay, now if I want to have multiple expressions, like I want to print the last line also, I also want to print the lines containing Pune also, I also want to print line which is present on the third from top. So in that case, what we can use is multiple expressions, and for this we are going to make use of -e, which we discussed earlier. Okay, let me show you. So let me get this info file first. Okay, then sed -n -e. So whatever expressions, let's say fourth line I want to print. Then I also want to print the last line, let's say $P. I also want to print the line containing Delhi. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, and info, enter. So now over here you can see that this is the fourth line which belongs to Aditi. Then this is the line that contains Delhi, and this is the last line of the file. So it is printed everything, right? So this is quite simple and interesting as well. Okay, so now if I want to print a particular line, let's say containing Pune, but I also want to print the line number along with it, then what should I do? Then what will I do is sed -n -e. Okay, then Pune / equals -e info, enter. So over here you can see that it is printing the line number along with this particular row. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Now we are going to learn about replacement, okay, which is an important thing because it is used most probably, okay, so more frequently also, I would say. So let's say if I want to replace something, let me get the, so if I want to replace, say, the word Delhi to Hyderabad, okay, then what should I do is sed -n, sorry, we should avoid using -n over here, okay, S, which stands for substitute, and over here if I say Delhi / let's say Hyderabad /G, which stands for global, and then the file name, and enter. Over here you can see that it has changed from Delhi to Hyderabad. Okay, so in this way you can replace, but it is not replacing your within your file, it is just displaying the replacement. It is not actually, so if I do cat info once again, it will show Delhi once again. It is not going to show you Hyderabad. Now why? Because we are only displaying the things. Now if I want to insert those changes, I have to make use of -i. I have this one -i over here. Okay, now if I go and check, now it has inserted this one into the file as well. Okay, so in this way you can insert the changes. You have to just simply add -i in front of whatever expression you are going to use. That's it. Okay, now if you want to replace in a particular, what we say, range, like say from third line to fourth line, from fourth line to fifth line, So in this way, if you want to keep your range, then in that case what you can do is you can do SED hyphen, sorry, no hyphen, I'm really sorry, I keep using this hyphen thing, like from 1 to 3, or let's say from 1 to 5. Okay, I want to check. See, this is a small file over here, but when you are dealing actually within your companies, then in there you have large log files. So in order to just keep the range small, we make use of this SED command. Okay, it is really helpful in that case. Okay, so don't think that this is just a short file, so it is not very much important over here, but in large files it is definitely important. Okay, so if I want to replace Pune, or let's replace Delhi back, sorry, replace Hyderabad back to Delhi. Okay, G and info, enter. So yeah, it has replaced it. Okay, you won't see any difference between the previous one and this one because we have covered almost the whole file. Yes, so in this way we can achieve this. Okay, now the next thing that we are going to do is playing with the ranges. Now if I want to print this particular line, okay, any line, and then after that I want to print the 3 consecutive lines after it. Okay, for example, if I want to print third line and after that I want to print 2 lines, then what should be the command? So the command will be like 2. Again over here we will be making use of hyphen n. So always remember, for replacement command we don't make use of hyphen n. Okay, but for other commands we do make use of it. Okay, so plus, sorry, I wanted third not second, and 2 consecutive lines, and let's say info, enter. Okay, something is wrong in here, say comma. Yes, so we had to insert comma over here, like from 3 to, so the third line it is printing, so 1 2 3, this one is the third line, and after that it is printing 2 lines which are coming right next to it, right? So Aditi as well as Kajal. Okay, so these 2. So if you want to print 4, we can also do that as well. Okay, can simply add 4 over here. Simple. The whole file is in front of you except for the header. Yeah, so in this way we can play with it. Now there is one more condition, like I always have to keep this in front of me. Okay, so if I want to print a line, say this line which is my first line, and every second line from this I want to print, then in that case how should the command be? Like from anywhere, not only the first line, you can also start from this, and every second line it has to print. Okay, so what you can do is hyphen n, say 2, not 2, I would say 3, then you have to use this tilde command, and every second line is going to be printed here. Okay, so what it started with this Geet, then it left first line and went to the second line, it printed this, it again left this particular line and printed this one again. Okay, so in short it will print alternative. If I have entered tilde 2, if I have printed 3, then every third line will be printed. So after Geet you have first, second, third. The third is here Anisha. So only these two will be printed. Okay. So every nth line is going to get printed from this particular starting line. So if it is 3, it will start from 3. If it is 2, it will start from second. But second was empty, so I just kept it from third. Okay, that's all. Now the next thing is, let's create one file. Okay, I want to create a file. Let's say external, enter. Now let's insert few expressions over here. 5p. Okay, we have saved this file. So we have this file named external over here. Okay, sed -n -f. Okay, and we are going to pass this file and the file name. Enter. So it is going to print first line as 1p, it is going to print the second line as 2p, and it is going to print the fifth line as Kaj. Now how is it? Cat info, enter. See, this is the first one, this is the second one, and third, fourth and fifth. So this one is the fifth line, so it corresponds to this. Fine. So over this -f is basically used for reading files as a command, as an expression, right, which we discussed earlier only. So this is what I was talking about. Okay, now if I want to update a particular line, okay, and let's say if I want to update the third line, and in that I want to update this Bangalore to let's say Delhi. So what I'll do, sed -n, sorry, no replacement, no hyphens. So this is a rule, just keep it in your mind as well. So this is the third line, space, whatever replacement you want to do. I want to replace this Bangalore with, what did I say, Delhi. G, and the file name. So over here you can see that Delhi over here, which means we have replaced Bangalore with Delhi. Okay, cool. Now if you want to change this in the file, I can do that as well for you by just going for -i parameter, and let's check whether it's there. Yes, it's here. Okay, so this is how we are going to implement it. Now this was for the third line, but I want to replace Pune with Kolkata. I want to replace Pune with Kolkata, and except for this third line, everywhere except for the third line. Then what I'll do is, let me show you. If you want to accept or keep any line as it is, then you just use this. You just add exclamation to the line number and just replace whatever you want to replace. Okay, so again there won't be any change because there is no Bangalore over here. But if I want to make any change, like say from Chennai to Bangalore, or let's say Chennai to Delhi, you will be seeing this change over here. Okay, and even if there is Chennai, let me show you once again. Okay, so if it is Delhi, once again on the third line we have Delhi, right? So if I want to replace Delhi with Bangalore, then in that case you can see it is not changing this line. Why? Because I have added 3 exclamation, which means that except the third line you can make changes anywhere. Whatever the respective changes are, you can make them, but please leave third line. This is what I have instructed them. So the third line is left away, and just this line which had Delhi over here earlier is now changed to Bangalore. Okay, so there are these small things you need to keep in your mind. So there is also one more thing, like if you want to change for Geet only, I want to change, like, or let's say for Aditi, we have 2 Punes over here, right? And if I only want to change for Aditi, not for Anisha, then in that case what I'll do is SED, I'll keep Aditi, okay, and then after that I will be replacing Pune with Chennai, G, and info. Okay, enter. Now over here you can see that it has changed for Aditi only and not for Anisha, because we have requested only for Aditi through this particular command. Okay, so you can note this down. This is really interesting and it is going to help you guys a lot, especially if you are Linux administrator or any such other, or also as a DevOps engineer. Okay, now this was all about replacing. Now let's talk about deletion. Okay, so how to delete a particular line. Say if I want to delete a line, say the first line and the second line I want to delete, how would I do that? SED -n delete lines 1 and 2 D and info. Okay, I think I need to remove -n from here. Enter. Yeah, so now you can see that the first and second lines, that is this particular header along with this particular space, these 2 lines are gone away. Okay, so with this we can delete the lines. Okay, if I want to delete the last line, what I'll do is SED, again we have $D, similar to what we had for like for printing, you know, it is quite similar. See, the last line has been deleted. Okay, now how to delete lines from a particular field, like say I want to delete a line for that has Kajal in it, so let's delete it. It is in which, so it is the 5th line, right? So how I'll do it? SED Kajal, then D and info, and enter. So now you won't see Kajal over here because it is deleted. So for a specific word, if you want to delete a line with respect to a particular word, then you can use this. Fine, line containing a particular word. Fine, I hope it's clear. Okay, now if you want to delete a space from your file, now let's cat our info file and in here you can see that we have a lot of space over here. So I want to remove this space. Then what I can do is SED, again the same way, just this thing is there, fine, have to add this one along with dollar and enter. The space is gone. Okay, so in this way you can delete the space as well. Now if you want to write the content of one file into another file, then how you can do that? So if I want to just write the lines from, let's say this is 4th line, 4th to 5th line, I just want to copy these into another file. I want to create a new file and I want to add these lines which are from 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. 4th to 5th, 6th, 7th. So 4 to 7, I want to write this particular content into another file. Then how would I do that? So it would be SED, okay, and I would be adding 4, 7, okay, W, and the file name, let's say DevOps and info. So these are the DevOps people. Okay, now let's check if DevOps file has been created, and you can see that the lines from 4 to 7 have been added to this particular file named DevOps. You can see this file getting created over here. Okay, so in this way we can execute this command. Fine. Now how to insert? Now we are going to talk about insertion. So it is quite interesting. Okay, now how to insert a line after a specific line. Okay, so let me cat it once again. Okay, now if I want to append a text after 3rd line or after 4th line, then in that case what I can do is I can execute this command, SED, let's say 4, append for A, and what I want to append is 10, or let's say 110, then GURI, then let's say 50,000, 25, Pune, and this thing. Okay, and the file name. So what you are doing is you are appending a line after 4th line. So what is our 4th line? So Aditi is our 4th line. So after this line should be appended. Okay, let's check. You can see after Aditi this line has been appended. Okay, so in this way we can insert lines into our files as well, and this is not going to make any change because I haven't added -i over here. But if you want to add it, you can just go over here, -i, enter, and you will get it over here. Simple. Okay, now the next thing is how to insert a line after a specific line containing a specific word. Now if I want to add a line after Kajal, okay, then I have to mention it as Kajal in the command, right? So instead of I am least bothered about what line it is and etc. So I will be just keeping this one, Kajal, okay, and then after that SED Kajal, and whatever we want to add is something that we are going to mention it here. Let's say XYZ, enter. So XYZ will be appended right after Kajal. Okay. Similarly, if you want to cut paste a particular line, like let's say if I want to remove this line and instead of this line I want to print ABC, how would it be? Let me show you. So it has got Anisha in it. It should have Anisha, and let me use C over here for cut paste, and over here I will be using, let's say, any ABC. So over here you can see that this line is gone, the 1041 is gone, the line which contains Anisha is gone, and only we can see ABC over here. Okay, so in this way we can do that. Also we can insert a line at particular line number. So if I want my this one, the text, to be added to line 1 and this line to be gone to the second, like it's getting pushed to the second line. If I want to add it over like third line, and this one is going to the fourth one, so how will I do that? SED, let me cat it once again. Okay, if I want to add or insert this text at line 2, okay, I want to add something at line 2, I, over here we are using I specifically. Okay, so the I which is out of this colon is different from the I which is inside of it. Just keep it in mind. Both are inserting things, but in different ways. Their meaning is different, right? Okay, so let's say 10109, name, info, enter. Now the line which was here on the second number, it has been pushed to the third, and this one became our second line. So at a specific line number we can add this text as well. So you can note this as well. This is also helpful. So how to view the hidden files also, this is also a very nice thing. Okay, hidden text, I would say, not files. For hidden files we have LA command, right? But for hidden text what we have is, let's check, SED -n L and info, and enter. Now over here you can see this is the hidden character. We can read these lines, which one, these symbols were not visible earlier, right? But this is what is hidden. So we can read the hidden text as well with this particular. Okay, now if I am searching for, let's say, Pune, okay, and I want to quit the search as soon as I got the first Pune, like here, this is from top. If I consider the first instance of Pune is over here, so as soon as I get it, it should quit the search. So how would I do that? Pune Q info, enter. See, it searched till here, like it got Pune at this particular line, it printed this line and it just quitted. It is not showing the other Punes. Okay, So in this way you can like in multiple log files also, if we are searching for a particular error and we want the first error only, then in that case we can use this one, right? It would be much helpful there in that specific use case. So how to insert the output of a command in a file? So how we can do that? Let's check. Again, cat info, and if I want to add the output in the second line, or let's say in the third line, then this line will be shifted to fourth. All the lines will be shifted consequently. Okay, so SED, I want to add in the third line, right? So E expression, let's say PWD, I want to add it over here. Enter. See over here, you can see the present working directory. Also, if you want to print, let's say date, you can see the date over here as well. Okay, so this is also quite interesting with E over here. Okay, now if you want to view the current line number, then in that case we have a command equals info. So it is going to show you this one. So it is going to show you the line number for each of the lines over here. Okay, how to get a line starting with a particular letter or a number? Okay, so let's say if this, let me clear this. Now you can see that this line starts with I. So if I want to print this line because it's starting with I, then what I'll get is -n slash this thing, and let's say I. Okay, we want to print it, right? So P and info, enter. So this is the line that is starting with I. Also you can do with numbers as well. Okay, so it will print all the lines which are starting with 1, right? So in this way you can work with it. Also, this was the starting. You can also work with the ending part, like if it is ending with, let's say, A, it should be, I want lines that are ending with A. So just do that, and sorry, I'm really sorry, this dollar should be after this. Okay, enter. So these two lines are the ones which end with A. Okay, so this is it. Then again, how to print a line that contains a line. How to print a line that contains a word in a given character set. For example, see, if I want to print lines which have words, let's say, which are in this particular range of G to Z, or let's say G to O. Okay, I only want these to be printed. Okay, enter. I made a mistake. It has to start with slash. All of these lines have one or the other letter that starts from G and ends with O. Okay, we can also reduce the range, like say from A to C or A to C. Still we have A in all of them, so it's going to print let's remove A and go for E to G. Enter. Still it has got, all of them have got E and this, so it is difficult for me over here, but I hope you understand what I actually mean, right? So any word which has got its starting from these range, then in that case it is going to show over here. Okay, now I'm giving you one assignment and I want this answer in the comment section. Okay, so the question is, let me write it. Okay, question for the day: how to check the length of a line in a file using SED and any other Linux command. I will be waiting for this answer. Okay guys, I hope this session was useful to all of you and I will get the answer for this particular question as well. So thank you so much and have a nice day.